All right, we're ready to begin with South Carolina. A reminder, please have your cell phones on silent, and reminder also that video is not permitted in this room. If you need video, you can secure it from the video distribution area next to the media workroom. And we'll begin and ask Coach Martin for some general thoughts on the game. Then we'll take your questions just for the two student athletes, excuse them, and then we'll finish up with Coach Martin. So, Coach, would you begin?
Yeah, just it's that time of year where whether I'm happy or sad or good mood, bad mood, it's all irrelevant. It's about surviving and advancing. Who you are as a team is already in place. The identity of your team's in place. We didn't defend today. We weren't very good. When I say point guard play has to get better, it's not just offense and who to pass it to. It's being able to defend the guy with the ball. And we really struggled there today. And then our rotations were good. We got to talk about that tonight. We'll fix it tomorrow, and we'll come out and play more to our identity tomorrow.
All right, we'll take questions just for the two student athletes right now. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a floor microphone to you, and please remember to identify yourself and your outlet when you ask your question. Let's start right over on the front row. We got two right there.
Hi, Parrish Alford, Daily Journal, Tupelo. Frank Booker. They were up about 53-48. You guys came out and hit, I think, 3-point shots on 3 straight possessions. Could you talk about that sequence? What were you seeing from them defensively at that time?
I just feel like we moved the ball well, and we just got open shots and we made them. I don't think we did anything special. We just moved the ball like we usually do, and we made shots like we usually do.
We'll take another question right down on the front on the right side.
Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. I was just wondering for the players what you guys remember about the first game against Arkansas, and what do you think you have to do differently to win tomorrow? Just what you think about the rematch.
Chris, would you take that first?
We gotta come out like Coach said. We didn't play our identity today, so we gotta come out and just play our basketball, South Carolina basketball, guard the ball, and help each other in the court. Like execute the offense, and everything will be fine, I think.
Same for Frank.
I just feel like if we play defense the way we play defense, make it tough on them, and rebound the ball, we'll be fine, and we'll get the ball inside and go through Chris and get shooters open, get shooter shots, and we'll make shots.
Hands up. Let's go right to the front row.
Yeah, Andrew Ernst, Packers State. Chris, 20 free throws today. Obviously, that's not too much out of the norm. But I don't know if you ever had 20 in a game. And majority of that came in the second half. Just a simple matter of you getting inside and you keep drawing those double. Like, what anything different about this today in terms of how they defended you than other teams?
I mean, they was doubling me, but the guards was just doing a really good job, trying to find me, trying to give me the ball. And, I mean, I was trying to finish. Coach was on me all game, asking me to make layups, easy layups, and I was trying to do that, but the guard was keeping feeding me with the ball. That's it.
All right, hands up. We have another question or two for either of the student athletes. Go back to the front row on the right.
Yes, it would be for Frank. I think you guys had 18 turnovers at Fayetteville. What do you remember about the pressure? How tough was that, and what do you have to do to clean that up?
Just take care of the ball and pass it to our teammates and not them. I just feel like if we do that, and we'll be fine. Because if we give them transition buckets and easy buckets, it's gonna be hard to actually play our defense in a half court.
We got time for one more. Let's take it right on the front row.
Yeah, Frank. Obviously, there's guys in this team with postseason experience. You being one of them. This was Justin's first time being in the postseason. He hits those 2 threes that was alluded to. What did you think of his play today, and did he kind of play beyond his years in that moment, in that stretch there in the second half?
I'm very proud of him. He played his tail off, and he hit those 2 threes and energized us and got us going offensively and defensively. And so do I think he outplayed? No, because he did this in the beginning of the year. He was doing this in the beginning of the year, and it's a good time to finally get back to who Justin is, getting rebounds and making shots. That's who he is.
All right, we'll excuse the two student athletes. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with questions for Coach Martin. If you'll raise your hand, and we'll get the mic to you. Let's start right on the far right on the front.
Parrish Alford, Daily Journal in Tupelo. Frank, could you talk about your team's 3-point shooting? What did you think of of the ball movement and passing, and what did you think of what you guys were seeing defensively from Ole Miss?
Yeah, Ole Miss played that 2-3 zone the majority of the game, and I thought our passing was good. I thought our execution against the zone was good. We just, offensively, we got a lot of young guys, and they don't understand yet how to screen and cut and the strength and the speed that you got to do all those things. I don't care if we've played 30 games. Ole Miss's guys have played 130 games. So our guys aren't as revved up as some of their older guys that have played more college games or physically mature enough yet. By them playing that zone, it allowed our guys to be a little more comfortable with their passes and stuff. I said before the year that this team, I had multiple shooters on this team. I had the chance to be the best shooting team that I've coached. We've showed that at times during the year. We've had multiple guys like 9 guys make multiple 3 in games. Our problem is that we're very inconsistent with our passing. Our passing is not as good as it needs to be, and I thought we didn't defend anybody today, but I thought our passing was better today.
Hands up, other questions? Let's go right to the front row here.
Yeah, Frank, you talked about defending the ball and the issues with that today. Obviously, tomorrow, facing those 2 guards in Macon and Barford, you've seen that challenge before. A performance like today with you guys, that would make it even more difficult, obviously. You talked about addressing that tonight. How important is that the main kind of key tomorrow, keeping those guys in front?
I'd say. It's we like ball screens didn't hurt us today. They hurt us on some we call horns, ball screen action in the first half, but that was our big not taking care of his responsibility. We made the adjustment and that went away. We just couldn't. Our point guards could not guard their point guards off the bounce. They just they didn't have to run off and they just drive us. And we got to be better there tomorrow. Absolutely better. Those 2 guys are dynamic. Those 2 guys are real good. Barford and Macon are real good, and they have the unique ability of being hard shot makers. So if you get them on a night where they got it going, not only are they going to go make the easy shots, they're going to make the hard shots. And then the big kid inside, he's ridiculous right now. How good that kid's playing. His name escapes me right now. Gafford. But we played them before. We went in their building. It was a 6-point game with 8 to go or something like that. We were in the fight. It's not like we went in there and kind of tried to hold on for dear life. No, we were in the fight. And there was a run there with about 8 minutes to go that made it into a 12-point game or so, and then we really never threatened again. But we'll play more to our identity tomorrow. I hope it's good enough. I think our guys will play a lot better tomorrow, especially defensively.
Hey, question on the front row.
Hey, Coach. Bob Holt, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. You guys had, I think Arkansas had scored y'all 26-11 on off turnovers in that game. What do you guys have to do to clean that up?
Yeah, it's. I just said this on TV. Our turnovers were not against their press. Our turnovers were just passing the ball point to wing or wing to point. Those were our turnovers. Guys dribbling the ball. Arkansas, Mike does an incredible job. If you dribble the ball to a bad place, they just attack you. And that's what we did. We struggled passing the ball point to wing, wing to point. So anytime you turn it over, passing the ball point to wing to point, it's a layup for them. It's a track meet. They're too good, too fast at all 5 spots. So it's going to be a layup, and that's what we did. It wasn't that they doubled us in the back court and we tried to throw out and they stole it. It was just simple basketball plays that we struggled with, and we got to be a lot better there. I haven't seen that film since the day after that game. I'm going to go home and watch it home in my hotel room, watch it tonight. I took a nap today. I never take naps. I was hoping it'd be a long night, so I'm getting old. I don't fall asleep. If I don't take naps, I'll fall asleep by 10 o'clock.
Okay, let's go to the far right, second row.
David Solomon, 590 The Fan and the Associated Press. Just how gritty of a performance was it tonight for Chris Silva, basically having to fight for each and every point he got, both in the post and at the line?
Yeah, Chris, here's what's crazy. Chris was not, I don't know what was wrong with him today. I haven't had a chance to ask him. He didn't have a lot of energy. I don't know if he didn't sleep well or he didn't eat well. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't feel well. He's too good a kid. He won't tell you. He just goes out there and tries to do his best. But he didn't have a lot of pop, a lot of life to how he played. He played strong, but he didn't have pop to be able to deal with contact and get through contact and score. He had 2 big-time blocks coming down the stretch there. And then he had the big offensive rebound off the free throw. Those are winning plays. And that's what he's about. On a bad night, he had 21 and 11. I think that's what I saw. That shows the growth. You know, even missing free throws early in the second half, he didn't hang his head. Eventually, he started making them. And he's I said this publicly in my press conference the other day. I've coached him harder than any kid on our team this year because it's what he wants, and he wants to grow into a leader, and he's making himself into a heck of a player. I'm glad he's on my team.
We got time for one more question. Let's take it. I think I saw a hand over here. Okay, let's go to the front row. Last question.
Frank, I know in your career you've seen teams struggle to the end of the season. Were you surprised at how Ole Miss continued to play hard throughout the game after some adversity?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that. You know, for Tony to keep those kids together and get them to continue to compete and play, that's a difficult place to be in. You know, it's funny. You know, I was kind of in a similar situation with AK as his assistant when we kind of stayed behind at Cincinnati, and he had to manage that for a whole year. And I've never been around somebody that managed adversity the way he did that year at Cincinnati and kept everyone together. You know, Tony's been with him for a little bit, so I'm not surprised that I think Tony's been with him for 4 years now, if I'm not mistaken. That I think those things have rubbed off on Tony, and he was able to keep those kids together in difficult circumstance. It's that's not an easy situation to be in, and it's that time of year. Everyone knows that next time you lose could be the last day you play this season, and those kids played with tremendous urgency and played well. Give them a lot of credit.
Thank you.
Thank you.